Join us as we search Alaska and beyond for mysterious creatures, featuring Beans Baxter and Rob Roy Menzies. This is the Alaska Bigfoot Studies. Welcome to the Alaska Bigfoot Studies. I'm your host Chuke here, and Washington State edition. So I am in the Snoqualmie River area. I'm sure I butchered the pronunciation, but some of you might remember the interview I did with my buddy Mark Fendel. Of course, he lives in West Seattle. He does a lot of hiking in Washington State, and he told me that this area, the Middle Fork, surrounding areas, the falls, huge Bigfoot hotspot. I did some research, tons of really interesting encounters, and I am just loving it. Now, I do feel a little bit out of my element, of course. Being born and raised in Alaska, I have lived in Washington for a couple summers years ago, but I don't really know the environment. I don't know the trees and the poison ivy and all the stuff that they have here. Not really familiar with it. And on top of that, I feel completely naked because, as you know, I'm the tactical Bigfoot hunting guy. So in Alaska, pretty well armed when I go out. Here, did not bring any firearms. My best form of protection is the knife that I chose, and really love this knife. So I've got the Hinderer XM18, sort of a tactical folding knife, but if I was gonna pick something, that was the knife I would pick. I tried the Strider knives for a while, but I'm just a big fan of Hinderer and their knives, so pretty happy with that selection. But that being said, you know, what's that gonna do against a 10-foot tall humanoid like ape creature? You know, I'm not gonna stab my way out of that situation if something happens. The good thing is, I don't believe Washington State Sasquatch are super bloodthirsty. It does sound like they're pretty territorial, like you don't want to mess with them. If they want to, they could just end you. I don't think they go around killing like, you know, the Bigfoot and Port Chatham did. That being said, still a little worried. Don't like being this defenseless, but just gonna check the area out, do some tree knocks, do a little calling, spend the afternoon hiking. But man, Washington State, I'm gonna be coming back here, even to this area, just one of the most beautiful areas I've ever seen. We had clouds this morning, but it looks like the sun came out, and it's gonna be a beautiful day for a little day expedition. But yeah, I am going to come back here. For Alaskans, it makes a lot of sense because from Anchorage we can fly here in 4 hours, whereas anywhere else in the States it's going to be like an all-day thing, changing flights a lot of times. Oh man, going up in elevation here, feel it in my ears. But a lot of fun. Everybody always gives me crap for the Mariners hat. We're gonna see a Mariners game this evening, so hope I don't get lost and miss the game, but really excited to bring you guys along in the adventure. And I don't think you're allowed to go off trail here, but I may venture out a little bit. Definitely want to do some tree knocking and calls, but we'll see what happens. Thanks for tuning in. Alright, well, in a pretty secluded place here. It is a weekday. I've seen maybe 2 hikers. It's not a lot of people around, so I think this is a good opportunity to try some tree knocks, see if we get any kind of response. I hear stuff, but not a tree knock. Oh! Oh! I'm just having fun, guys. That Sasquatch is probably watching me like, what is this idiot doing? But there's one thing I love. It is sunlight filtering through a tree canopy, big trees, moss and ferns on the ground. What a squatchy place. This is what I would describe as squatchy. Nice and cool under the tree canopy, lots of cover, and I don't know, some people make the argument that, God, look at the size of that tree over there, that there's no Sasquatch, it's not real, because how could something live in such a densely populated area such as Washington State, just outside of a huge city like Seattle? But this is why. This area is so thick, I had trouble just making it out to here. I mean, this is really dense foliage. Something could hide. I mean, there's just some areas extremely hard to access. And you are out in the sticks, even if there's a city nearby. This is very rural. On top of that, we have oral traditions and stories from local tribes that I believe, and this is a creature they have known about for generations. But I'm just going to be poking around this area. I did mark my location on X, so hopefully I won't get lost. Kind of feel some burning from some poison ivy already. I need to study the local fauna before I go on trips like this. But what a beautiful spot. I'm just blessed to be able to check this out. And like I said, sunshine creeping through. Yeah, that tree is just massive. I'm going to be coming back here. This is just beautiful. Got really interesting stories from Snoqualmie all the way to Mount St. Helens. We got stories of Bigfoot in caves, throwing rocks, chasing people. This is one squatchy area. And I tend to think it would almost be easier for a Sasquatch to live out here compared to Alaska, just because the temperatures are so mild. We don't have the severe cold that we do in Alaska, which is one reason why I like coming here. It's beautiful. All right, I'm gonna poke around some more. I had trouble just making it 10 yards through that foliage. This is a dense area. You're off trail. It's hard to get around. Well, that was an amazing hike and just a beautiful area. I'm definitely going to be coming back to Washington. Any excuse to get out of Alaska and go to a new place to explore and look for Bigfoot, I'm coming back here. So if anybody has any other hot spots or areas to check out, I'd love to hear about them. But I will be coming back to this area. Just so beautiful. Definitely reminds me of Alaska in a lot of ways, but trees and foliage are different. Temperatures are a little more comfortable. Hot in the summer. It definitely will heat up in the summertime, but amazing place. I think in order to really find some signs of Bigfoot with a quick trip like this, I'd have to just get really lucky. But I'd like to do an extended camping trip. That's what I found. I have the best luck if I'm hunting, camping for days, or in a spot where you really have to hike out to, take a boat, fly out, something like that. But amazing spot. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Shout out to Jomo and the kids tuning in for your Sunday morning Chuke Bigfoot cartoon goodness. And we're gonna keep the videos coming, so I will see you guys next Sunday.